Hi guys, Tammy here. Today we're going to talk about Sincerely Me, written by Charae Lewis. The main characters of this book are Solana and Seven. Solana is a real estate agent. She's 30 years old. She's making very good money and she's doing what she can do to survive. Emotionally, she is not there. She is emotionally destroyed. Seven, he is an entrepreneur. He's doing very well for himself as well, but he has a lot of turmoil going on in his family as well. So let's start with Solana. So Solana now, as I said, she's a real estate agent, but she had a very, very rough childhood growing up. At the age of 4, she lost her mom. She went to live with her stepmom and her dad at the age of 5, and she was sexually abused in that time period that she lived with her step-parents, her stepmom and her dad. And it was not nice. She was mentally abused because when her birthday would come, the stepmom will only buy her a small cake and sing happy birthday to her and give her a doll, while she has 2 younger sisters that get the world done to them. They get a big to-do or everything going on because they're upstanding citizens. They live in a nice neighborhood. They're affluent people. They just have a lot going on, you know. So she was like the black sheep of the family, and she still is the black sheep of the family. She has an Aunt Tully, which is her father's sister, and Tully's supposed to be psychic, but I don't know how really psychic she was, because if stuff was going on with Solana, she should have visioned it and tried to save her. But in a way, maybe she did, because there was a part in the book when Solana said that her aunt wanted her, but the father said that he didn't want her to be raised with witchcraft around her, since the aunt is psychic, you know. Anyway, that's some of Solana backstory. Now, Seven backstory. He is 29. He has a son. His name is Corey. He has a baby mama. I forgot her name, but she was not a very nice person, because when he was making money for himself back in the day, and he decided that he wanted to start his own trucking company, and she did not support him one bit. So they end up falling apart, and he went to live with his mom and then started his trucking business. So now, years later, his trucking business is very successful, and he's making a lot of money and doing good for himself. So she wants to work her way back into their relationship now, right? Around the same time, Seven has an older sister, Hazel. She's not doing too well. She's very sick, and she's dying. And he's not taking it well, because they're each other comfort zone, and they're very close, even though they're about, I think, 5 years apart. They're a few years apart, but they're very close, and he's not taking it very well. So he has his own drama going on, as well as Solana. So now, they both meet at a party. Solana and Seven met at a party. They had a quick hookup and been going steady, not steady, but going back and forth ever since. Like, they've been seeing each other, helping each other, talking to each other, comforting each other at the time when needed. Solana is she has a best friend named Kwesi, and Kwesi is a kind of questionable character in some aspect, because the way she behaved and portrayed in the book did not show me that she was really a true friend, but she was more likely using Solana to get what she wanted. And then she was just not supportive. She's just not supportive. So let me just say that. There's a scene in the book where, as I tell you, that Solana is a real estate agent. Kwesi wanted a house, and she wanted a decent house that cost $400K. She's gonna come through last minute and saying that, oh, I got approved for this, but the money fell through. That doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? And then on top of this, she's going to tell her, oh, can you try to keep the house for me to see if somebody else could get it? Did she not realize that she's asking her so-called friend to put her job on the line so she could get that house? That is not a guarantee that her income is going to come through. A friend don't do that. So that was questionable to begin with. And then they had their own situation going back and forth in the book. So I didn't like that anyway. So I thought that the situation that happened with Solana and Kwesi should have gotten like some kind of retribution. Not retribution. Like she should have got some kind of revenge some way. Solana should have got some kind of revenge against Kwesi, because I didn't like the way she treated Quest. I didn't like she treated Solana. She was not a nice friend. So, but she didn't get anything from it. But maybe a little. They had a little disagreement, but she still didn't get a good punishment in my eyes. Anyway, now fast forward. So Seven now is he's going through a lot. His sister finally passed, and he has to raise his son and his nephew as his own. And Solana was there to comfort him. She was there to do stuff for him that his previous girlfriend didn't even do. So now he's getting attached to her. But every time he's around her, he gets this funny feeling. He keeps on asking if she's drunk. She said, no, I'm not drunk. But she had that, I guess, a highness about her. And he always picked it up because his father was a drug addict. So he's seen signs. Anyway, long story short, Seven finally found out what's going on with Solana, and he wasn't happy about the situation, and they had a little disagreement. And I said, okay, we had a disagreement, and all right, no problem. So they went their separate ways, and she went to her parents and to confront them about what was going on, and she overdosed, right? So she overdosed, and they was trying to help her, and then Seven called her back. He said, oh, let me call her, see how she's doing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he found out that she wasn't doing too well, and he was her sound and voice through her 30 days of rehab. And I thought that was very nice. He was very comforting, but I did not expect that he would just up and leave her when she messed up, because people mess up all the time, but he just basically like left her. And I kind of understand, because he went through the same situation with his dad, so he didn't want to go through it again, but he left her too quick. And she ended up causing a lot of pain, like not just to herself, but to him, because she was just so hurt and crying out for help. Her Aunt Tully was not there. Her Seven wasn't there. And she was just like, she couldn't take it anymore. So she called him for his birthday, and she was telling him that she loved him and he should have a great birthday and whatever, but he wasn't hearing it, so he hung up on her. So eventually she couldn't take it anymore, and that's where really the book ended. And it was like a mess, because she went through too much, and I was hoping that she would have a happy ending and that she would have some peace, some comfort, but it didn't work out that way. So she did have peace, just not the way I wanted her to have the peace. And she felt kind of relief and everything, but her aunt still visit her grave, and her aunt was like, oh, you got to forgive yourself, it happened and stuff like that. But I really, really didn't want her to die. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I wanted her to overcome this situation and be strong, so she could see how her family is suffering now that she's better. But that didn't work out that way. But not every book deserves a happy ending, but this book is reality and it's true to home. It's so much going on in this book. It deals with today's society. It deals with so much going on. I really did like the book. Charae did a good job as always. It just wasn't my happily ever after. Anyway, guys, check out the book. It's called Sincerely Me, written by Charae Lewis. I think I'm going to read me some Cranero, aka De Niro, because I need some little pep me up, because this book had me in an emotional uproar. I was in tears at one point. I was just like a hot mess. So, yeah, check it out. It's called Sincerely Me by Charae Lewis. Bye, guys.